end up making a smaller farm with a slightly more expensive set of components, and it will do the job without losing any of the cactus in the process, but once again, the expense is something you have to consider. One other thing to consider is that this cactus farm right now is relatively slow, and unfortunately there is not a great deal we can do to speed up the growth of cactus. You can't bone meal cactus or anything, so this is the kind of farm which, to increase the output, we really just need to expand the amount of input, really. We need to expand the number of cactus plants that are growing in this farm. If we want to do that, we can simply build a second layer of the farm directly above the first. We'll build out another platform of bamboo slabs above the level of these fences so that it still allows the cactus below to grow, but there we go. I think we just got our first harvest from our cactus farm. One of the cacti grew, immediately got broken, and ended up here in the chest. In fact, I had to make a small correction here because I realized I'd placed lower half slabs on top of these instead of upper half slabs, which doesn't make a huge amount of difference, but when we place a sand block on top of a lower half slab, it does create an air gap where, depending on the momentum that a cactus has when it breaks, could potentially end up catching some of the cactus instead of letting it fall into the water streams. I have just had to replace these slabs a half block up, making sure that I collect them as I go so I don't lose too many. And there we go. Now that we've got all of the slabs in place, we have no more air gaps. We should be able to place our next row of sand. And just in time, the farm has produced enough cactus for us to lay our next row of cactus up here as well. And with that, our 2-story cactus farm is complete. And the one remaining task is to make sure that these walls are built up high enough that a cactus dropping from higher up simply doesn't land on top of the wall here. So we're going to place a wall of solid blocks. We might end up using a bit of glass for the front so you can see inside the farm. And personally, I really like the idea of surrounding all of this with spruce planks where it adjoins the dirt of the hill, but then making the rest of the walls where it's exposed to air out of a green stained glass, so we can actually use the output from this farm to decorate the farm itself. Okay, so our glass case is complete, and in the time it's taken me to make the glass case, we have a decent amount more cactus, which is good and satisfying. And of course, if we wanted more, we could always expand the farm either outwards or upwards, but I think for now this is going to be producing what we want. And it's time to move on to the bamboo farm. So you might expect a bamboo farm to be a fairly tall endeavor, and there are certainly a variety of designs that you can apply to a bamboo farm, but we're actually going to be doing something fairly similar to our sugarcane farm, but taking advantage of the fact that bamboo can be grown with bone meal, which allows us to grow it a lot faster and automatically if we start bringing dispensers into the mix. So my goal here is to make a bamboo farm that can passively grow and be harvested in much the same way that our sugarcane farm works, but can also have a tremendous amount of bone meal applied to it to speed up the process. Given that we have had a skeleton spawner since the early stages of this series, it's going to be very easy to acquire a basically infinite amount of bone meal in order to grow the bamboo a little faster. So I'm going to take down this little bamboo patch that we have going on here next to my tree growing area, because I would really like to terraform this a little bit, get rid of all of the podzol, grow my trees somewhere else and start to expand some of our building out here. And because we're making this farm a little bit more automatic, we are going to need a few redstone components. So we're going to grab some observers, we're going to get a few pistons, we'll return to the skeleton spawner to grab some bows to make a few dispensers, and here's a neat trick I like to use. If you pile up materials in the crafting interface so that you've got enough cobblestone and redstone, you can simply shift-click the dispenser out of here, shift-click a bow in, shift-click the dispenser out, and you can craft dispensers a lot quicker that way than using the recipe book. We'll grab any more bone blocks that we've stashed over here from using the skeleton farm, and we'll head back up to the iron farm so we can grab some more iron for hoppers. And while it hasn't exceeded the storage capacity that I have left for it, the iron farm here is certainly doing incredibly well, so we'll just grab a few more blocks of iron and then we can make our way out. Now, I've crafted a bunch of hoppers with all of that iron. We should only need 24 of those for this design, and you can do less if you don't want to automate everything with bone meal, but if you do, it's usually a good idea to have some hoppers around to feed the bone meal into the dispensers. The last thing we will need is actually some hay bales to turn into target blocks, which are a redstone component we haven't had the opportunity to talk about yet, and they are used for a couple of really specific things. We should only need 8 of those, which is half a stack of redstone and 8 hay bales. We'll leave the remainder of the hay bales inside of here and just breed up a couple of the cows with the excess. So target blocks are really interesting. They are a redstone component which emit a redstone signal when struck with a projectile, which can be an arrow but can just as easily be a snowball or an ender pearl or anything else that you can throw and hit a target. I can briefly demonstrate that with a mechanical component like a piston or a dispenser, for example. I'll put a potato in here and we can see the piston activate. If I shoot the target from a distance, there you go. Any interaction with the target by a projectile will emit a redstone signal to either side. But using a redstone comparator, you can actually measure how close to the bullseye you hit, which makes them really useful for certain things. In this case, we're actually going to use them for something completely different, which is that they will redirect redstone dust into the sides of them. And this is actually a really useful behavior, because a lot of other redstone components do not do that automatically. If I have a line of redstone right here and place a dispenser next to it, activating this redstone is not always going to activate this dispenser, because the redstone line isn't going into the dispenser or any adjacent blocks which can provide power to the dispenser. With a target block, however, the redstone line actually wraps around and faces into the target block, which can make it very, very useful for having a line of redstone dust and multiple target blocks side by side, which can transmit power to components attached to. How does all of this relate to a bamboo farm? Well, we're about to find out. So the first thing we're going to do is dig a little trench down here for our target blocks. We need 8 blocks long. We're going to place those along here like so, and we're going to dig out a trench behind that, making sure that we put in some sort of unnatural solid block so that we don't end up removing this by accident later. We're going to use cobblestone for this, and on top of the cobblestone we're going to add some redstone dust. Notice, as I said before, the redstone dust redirects into the back of each of these target blocks. We're actually going to add one more redstone dust back here, and that's going to be where we end up transmitting power. On top of each of these target blocks we are going to set a row of dispensers, and in front of those is where we're going to grow the bamboo, meaning that the dispensers here can use bone meal on the bamboo to have it grow more automatically. We're going to be growing the bamboo on top of some mud blocks which we're going to plant in the ground here. But before we do that, we're going to place some hoppers underneath them, and we want to make sure that the farm will have an output somewhere in the middle here, for which we are going to have 2 double chests, because this farm will actually be so productive when it's running redstone powered with all of this extra bone meal that it will help to have more than one chest for the items to filter into. So we're going to point one side of this row of hoppers into one chest, and the other side is going to point into the other chest, with the other hoppers either side linking them to this chest. So when bamboo falls in this side, it's going to end up in the right hand chest, and if it falls in this side like so, it's going to end up in the left hand chest. Then we're going to cover over those with mud blocks, and remember that mud blocks don't have a full solid collision box, which means that even though we can grow bamboo on top of them, bamboo items can also fall through the mud into the hoppers. I'm going to craft a few of these bamboo planks into stairs so that we can have something to go over the top of these chests, but it's not going to prevent us from opening the chests. And then we're going to build this in much the same way that we built the sugarcane farm down below. We're going to have a row of pistons across the top here, removing that one that I misplaced at the back, and then over the top we're going to place a line of observers facing out towards where the bamboo will be growing. And one thing you'll see about bamboo is that it does grow a lot faster than sugarcane, so these 2 shoots are already rising up and they'll be activating the observers before long. Before they do that, I'm going to grab any more note blocks that I happen to have around, and we're going to craft a few more to make up numbers. We're going to dig away at the back side of the hill here, and we're going to place the note blocks along the back of our pistons. So this middle row here below the observers is going to be taken up by note blocks, and on top of that we're just going to get some regular solid blocks, for which I'm going to use these spruce planks. This is the passive mechanism for this bamboo farm, which will make sure that any time one of these bamboo shoots grows, the individual piston in front of it will harvest that. But you'll notice that works slightly different to our sugarcane farm, because the pistons aren't all triggering at once. A single shoot of bamboo will only trigger one piston. And the reason for that is because we're now using mud underneath here to collect the bamboo through hoppers underneath, and the system doesn't need to trigger the collection mechanism when it fires the pistons. It's kind of collected automatically. But the remaining part of the system, the remainder of what we have to do, is make sure that each of these dispensers at the ground level for the bamboo can be filled up with bone meal. So we need 2 sets of hoppers for each one that goes underneath the note block to transmit the items to the dispensers, and one which comes along the back here so that we can place some double chests back here and refill those with bone meal if the dispensers start getting low. I'm just going to have these split between two hoppers, and so each one of these, when we fill it up with a stack of bone blocks worth of bone meal, it's going to split that evenly between the two dispensers in front, and you'll notice that a lot of these are already filling up with bone meal. So activating the target blocks underneath here with a redstone pulse is going to bone meal each of the pieces of bamboo, and once they grow up, the observers will detect that they've grown, the pistons will automatically fire, and all of the bamboo that's grown in front will be harvested. But when the system isn't being activated with redstone, it will simply continue to passively produce bamboo in the background. So the fastest way we can activate this to have these dispensers really spam bone meal on these bamboo shoots is going to be with an observer clock. If you face two observers into each other, you'll notice that they activate by detecting each other's redstone power. So we're going to place one of those facing upwards so it can detect an observer placed above it, and we'll place another one facing downwards into that, and the farm will get very noisy but also very productive. To stop that, we can remove this observer because right now the bamboo is just going everywhere. It's even going on top of the farm, which is quite impressive. Bamboo does grow a little tall, so we might have to do something about that in a second. But for the moment, I'm just going to grab a slime ball and we're going to turn our last piston into a sticky piston. We'll grab a lever as well, and these two components will allow us to control when the observer is pointing downwards above this other observer. So if we place that observer here, like so, adjacent to the side of this piston, facing downwards, so the redstone output is upwards, like this, we can control that using a sticky piston, which we're going to place here alongside the farm. We'll build up a case around the outside of the farm, probably using bamboo blocks, since that'll look quite nice. And now when we attach a lever to this block, we can activate the sticky piston, pushing the observer above this other observer and activating the farm. Another interesting quirk of this is that when the observer is pushed above the other observer by a piston instead of being placed there manually, it'll work about twice as fast, so we end up with some really quick and effective bamboo production. At this point, all that remains is to build a glass case around the outside of this thing and make sure that we can fill it up with bone meal. I'm going to build the case out of light grey stained glass this time, since it's one of the glass colours where the grid of the border of each glass block doesn't show up as much from a distance. And I'm going to make sure to build the walls around this 4 blocks high and add another layer of glass over the top of the observers here, because when bone mealed, the bamboo can grow to 4 blocks high before it is broken by the pistons, and that can potentially mean that a few pieces of bamboo end up popping off the sides if we don't make the wall around it tall enough. We've already decorated our sugarcane farm with these bamboo planks, so I don't want to get too repetitive with the textures up here, but I think I might have bamboo planks along the side here, and then a row of these bamboo trapdoors to provide some detail for our glass case, because I think these look really nice. We'll add some spruce trapdoors along the top here as well, just for a little extra decoration, and our farm is looking pretty good. I think we'll turn this on for a sec just so we can see it in action, and as you can see, a pretty productive farm. We might need to put a lid on this thing since another piece of bamboo has escaped up here, and occasionally you'll find that some of the bamboo shoots end up on top of the stalks of bamboo as they grow. And also the lever is activating that trapdoor every time we switch the machine back off again. But as you can see, the results really speak for themselves here. We're getting a ton of bamboo through here. We're using up quite a lot of bone meal, but we have a virtually infinite supply of that thanks to our skeleton spawn. If you don't have the luxury of access to that amount of bone meal, of course, this farm can still operate passively in the background in much the same way that the sugarcane farm does. It'll even be slightly faster at producing items because bamboo grows about 3 or 4 times as fast as sugarcane does. At this point, all that remains is to go absolutely wild with the bone meal. We're just going to shovel a bunch of this into each of the chests at the back of the farm, and hopefully this should keep going for a good while. Now, this is a farm you'll definitely want to keep a crafting table handy for, considering that you need to craft a bunch of this stuff into blocks of bamboo in order to get bamboo planks, and from there into trapdoors, stairs, slabs, and everything else. But of course, if you wanted to use this bamboo as furnace fuel, you're going to be able to generate a pretty large amount of it. And in future, we'll look at ways to grow an entire field of bamboo and have it harvested frequently, so that if you want to just have a passive method that doesn't consume bone meal, we'll be able to get a lot of bamboo with relatively minimal effort. But for now, I think I'm going to swap these trapdoors out for spruce slabs, as from a distance they don't quite give the effect I was hoping for. There we go, that's more like it. Well folks, thank you so much for watching this episode of the Minecraft Survival Guide. I think we've had a pretty successful day farming cactus and bamboo, and I'm just going to let that run for a few more minutes until we've used up a bunch of bone meal and we have more bamboo than we really know what to do with at this point. Of course, this is all building up to us being able to build something around our storage system here, and I'm excited to have enough green dye that we can actually make a start on that. So folks, thank you so much for watching this episode of the Minecraft Survival Guide. My name has been Pixlorus. Don't forget to leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you want to see more, and I'll see you folks soon. Take care, bye for now. Balik.
Maybe I should have stuck to the gun. Oh, too late now. Now that's a lot of damage.
As the track was falling, I just like used the credit.
So first of all, these spikes. The spikes grind it for me, but we can just walk through here, not fall down, make it up through there. Now I do want to get a power up when I can. Is there not a power up? Oh, the power up's at the next part. I am good at remembering my speed run, but we do want to make it up to that spike. Normally I would have a propeller hat right now, but I do not. So that is fine. What we can do is just not die to spike. Come on, game. Give me something. Okay, we're fine. What we're gonna do, jump up from here, spike, do not... this game's hard. Wait, actually I'm dumb. I should have just gotten the propeller at the start. You know, I just wanted to show you how useful having a propeller was, because you can do things like this, where we fall off, and then right away, we propel. so he skips a little bit of time. I just wanted to show you how much more useful it is. That's all. Alright, so what we're going to do this time is just get that. It really is so much better to have the propeller, man. You can also do things like this, where we just skip all the normal platforming you would have to do. You make it through these guys. I'm going to wait this out, because sometimes you'll fall into one of those scoopas and just use the propeller, which we don't really want to happen. And then we can spin there, go down here, and we made it to the checkpoint. Now we'll wait out this for just a little bit. There's going to be our next star point right there. And just a bunch of stuff that we're just pretty much running past for a little bit until we make it over here. Now one thing I like doing that is usually a mistake, because it's scary. Not that. So what happened there is Mario actually collapsed after he jumped on the thing, and he went to hit the ledge in like this animation. Basically, you can't fly out of that animation, so that killed us. It's alright. You know what? We'll still get an amazing time. Give me a good power up. I'm not even going for anything, so that's not exactly what I wanted, but we're about. Now we just have to not get hit by these spikes, and we also want to take these bullet bills with us. We need one to do something. So now we'll hit that. Boom. Okay, I just barely was able to make that platforming. Again, having the propeller, it would have been so much easier, but we got it done in a cooler way, so at least there's that. Now there's two paths you can take. We will take the left one first, and in this path, we're going into the cave down at the fight, and we're in one of these caves. Now, these caves, there is some stuff that is scary here, but I'm gonna kind of wait that out. Just ducked over that guy. Not my best strategy in general to do that, but we actually got this spiny early, and I like getting the spiny early because we can use it. What we can do with him, just hit that right there. That will open up that block, and now we can try to murder this guy. There we go. Get that open there. Next up, we'll get this, and we want to spawn one of these ice flowers, and we also don't want to die to these guys, so not the worst thing to go kind of slowly just to make sure that that doesn't happen. Up here, boom, hit that. He'll fall down to death. There's going to be another guy, and we literally have to keep our ice flower because you need to use it right here to freeze that guy, make it up there, and be able to get that start. Now at this point, just a little bit left, and the little bit left that is here is just kind of walking here. Yeah, we have to wait for a pipe to show up, so we're kind of just going to be here for a little bit. And after way too long, as you can see by the timer, we make it down there after doing whatever that was. And we make it into this room where there's a bunch of people. We'll drop them down, wait a second, jump on that dude's face, and get our last start point of the level. So just a little bit left. There is that guy who will try to murder us, but he's trash. And now we just have to make it around these big camera rows, and that's it. There's just going to be this little part where I don't really want to get hit. It wouldn't matter that much, to be completely honest, but we made it to the black hole. And we're still not going over to the right. We got to do 6-4 first. So for 6-4, thankfully, it's going to give us our propeller again. And you know I love the propeller. So that will be helpful with generally staying alive. Most of this we won't really be using it too much. Just more so in places like this and not falling off ledges to our death. So we can jump through here, go through these areas. I like just going to the top since it's much safer than being normal. Especially with all the bowls just showing up trying to pop up and murder you. But we'll come down here, jump over that guy because he's being a little annoying. And once we make it to this black hole, we actually want to go down, use our propeller, and make it to this pipe. Now with this, you can literally just jump and propeller. You don't even need to get that power block. It's kind of funny that it's there. But there we go. So only one more star coin to get, and we'll just keep going for it for a little bit longer, seeing some more holes, making sure we keep our propeller still, so that's a little bit faster. And we make it into this area, that's the third star coin, and we make it to the pipe over to the end. So yeah, honestly, not too bad of one. And nice to have our propeller back, which will be useful for our next level. So we're going all the way back over to 6-3. And in here, we're just dropping into a pipe right away. And that'll put us into this interesting underground, where normally if you don't have the propeller mushroom, what you have to do is use water to rise up to get most of the stuff. But because we have a propeller, we can just use that instead, grab that, and we don't even have to worry about any of the water features of this level. So like that, normally that would have the water go up, but instead we'll just kind of wait out this dude so he doesn't murder me. Come on, dude, just slowly go down. I appreciate it, and we can jump over him. Boom. Now we can slide down this so we can just get rid of that guy. There's going to be a couple of guys trying to hit me here, so I guess I can just run. I don't need to be too scared. After all this stuff happening, I have been a little bit more scared than I should, but as long as I play this fairly, there goes fairly well. Okay, now we do have to go back, because because I did mess up kind of there, because we got to get one of these guys. Because one of these guys will kill a piranha plant for us, so now we can go up here. Obviously, better to have the propeller, but that still works in the same way. Now we can grab this star coin, and we'll also go back over here where we'll get a fire flower. Now we can just go down here, making sure we don't die to any of our boys, hitting a couple fire flowers, so those are able to get over piranha plants. Propeller would be nice to have here, because again, we wouldn't have to use this water feature, but I guess we get to show it off, so it isn't the worst thing in the world. But you gotta look on the bright side for these speedruns. Oh, we make it up there, use
Well, bullshit.
and finally, we head over here, dodge all these piranha plants, kill that guy just because he tried talking to my wife, and I don't like that. I don't have a wife, and he didn't do that. I was just looking for an excuse. But we did it, and on our way
I'm not
to
gonna
fight
try again.
Morton. And for the Morton thing, we have this gigantic blade that is just going through the middle of the map this entire time. Am I scared of it? Yeah. But will I make that stop me? No. I'll just, try my best to survive and accidentally take the ice flower. Now this is another one where it would be nice to have the propeller because it helps you skip some of the blade sections, but it doesn't lose the most amount of time, just a bit. And especially as you get higher, the blade actually goes for less time, so that's nice. I guess you could also call this a skewer, according to someone in my Twitch chat, which fair enough, but, still cuts, there's that. And I still got hit by it, so there's also that. And I got hit by it again, so there is also that. Pretty compelling evidence. Okay, I should have taken that. I was scared because I thought I would get skewered. But actually, since we're so close to the top, this has a terribly long time to make it up to you. So we really do have a lot of time to make it over to our first flagpole. Now we want to wait for those guys to collide. We can grab that, go up this way, and also grab an ice flower just for a little bit of safety. And as long as we're on this wall, they're not going to be able to kill us, so I can just kind of stay here, wall goes. Now we want to stay on the right path as much as possible until we make it over to these. And we kind of want to wait a second, because we don't want to get skewered while we're trying to use the pipes, but that should be good. If the blast is off, then we use this one, and the skewer might actually hit me here. Maybe. Okay,
Of course.
and now it is just time to make it past all these platforms. Another thing where it's nice to have the propeller. That
I should have used prevent order.
There,
I just got really lucky last fight.
And this Portland boss fight is actually really cool. I like this one. So there's both pins just in the middle, and these gigantic skewers that are just coming from both sides to make sure you're not safe. So it's actually a pretty cool idea. I mean, once you know how to beat it, it isn't the hardest thing in the world. But hey, I like the idea. You gotta applaud them for that. We'll just wait for him to ground pound and hit him. So now let's head up to our next level over the 6-5, which is another one with 2 exits and also a gigantic niche that is trying to be our toast. So he will jump up a lot and just go for that munch. But oh, we actually got that. I didn't think we were gonna get that, and I like it. Do not eat me. I thought there was a fire flower there. I was wrong. But as long as we're just kind of staying in the air, he isn't the most intimidating guy in the world. Tries to act like he is, but honestly, I'm not scared of him. I'm more scared of these Koopas because they're dancing really aggressively. But we'll drop down. Okay, I said drop down, Mario. Drop down there, hit him with a couple fire flowers. He also died literally just with a single fire flower. Kind of pathetic if you ask me. We'll make it over here, and there's going to be a vine right there. So we do have to wait a second. We can also kill another one of these fish on our way. And now we're on our way up, where this is going to be the secret exit, and it's also going to be where the last one we start with. So the start point, it's just barely able to be noticed up there, and then we can throw away that thing, take it over to the Bowser flag. So that gives you the path if you want to go directly over to the boss fight. But we also want to get the path to not the path. So this time, instead of taking that vine up there like we did last time, we're just going to go over to the right and finish the level like normal. It's going to be not really that scary. The fish wasn't even there, so we made it. Now at the end, we can just jump on that block and make it to the flagpole. So that does unlock a new level for us, but we're actually not going to go there. Instead, it's time for castle. Now in this castle, there's going to be a bunch of lava and also these things that move back and forth, so they're kind of scary, but we'll just keep going forward from here, wait out this one for a little bit, there'll be the fire and all of that, we don't really care. We could get that if we wanted, but I'm fine with my fire flower. And then for this part, I want to be a little bit fast so I can make it over to my star coin, hop on one of those dudes. Give me some more spiky balls. They're supposed to like pass from platform to platform. That was pretty funny that that one just didn't. But as long as I do not make it into the lava, I'm fine. I am very surprised I made that jump though. Now here's where it gets a little bit scarier because in this part, they're going to be all the spiky balls dropping from the top. Yeah, that one, No idea how it didn't hit me, but that one is going to. That is fine. Okay. Yeah, this is where the game starts to get stressful. I feel like I've said that like 7 times at this point. The entire game is stressful. But there's gonna be our last coin over there, so we'll just wait this out. Make it go up a little bit, jump up there, and then we can also get another power up because we might as well get this fire flower. It will help with the boss fight, or it won't really help with the boss fight, it'll just help with safety. And yeah, Morton doesn't really change in any substantial way. It's just his jumps are a little better, I guess, but he's never going to get to use them because we're just going to hop on his head right away. So I mean, he could have changed in a substantial way, but Gamic, I guess, didn't really feel like helping him out. I mean, you should have seen from everything we've been doing, this wouldn't have worked. We're literally killing them right away. Maybe give him a chain chomp or something, but whatever. It's fine now. So this is going to put us at our last airship level, which is pretty cool. And this one is the one I was talking about earlier, where it's an auto-scroller. So we can have fun by freezing people and then smashing them. So, goodbye forever. But that's about it. Other than that, we're kind of just hanging out. Madeline is lucky he's alive. Look at him. He's like teetering on the edge of death. And I think he's about, yep, there he goes. So the big thing to watch out for is these wrenches that these bulls are throwing. But we can just go. You know, you're trying to throw a wrench at me, hurt my eye or something. I'm trying to just take you out. There he goes. Now we can ground pound through that one. Get this first one. And we can also use our ice to just freeze these guys. Kill them that way. There's a lot of ways to deal with these different bulls. But once we make it over here, there is going to be a pipe, so we want to enter that as soon as possible. And now, yet another auto-scroller. I feel like this one, it'd be pretty fun if it wasn't an auto-scroller. You know, they got the moving circles. It would be like, you know, you can go fast, but no. But you know, still a great. We're getting through it. Now we can grab this flagpole, so we made it halfway. And since this level is kind of boring, to be honest, I do like going for the red bullets. You do want to wait for the screen to scroll enough, but after that, we can start getting these guys. I might actually mess this up. That'd be embarrassing after saying I'm going for it, but no, we got it. Just gotta go for that one, and hey look, another one up. I really wanted 47 lives. I don't know, 47 just seems like a lucky number. Now we can smash through that, get that guy, also dodge this dude who's trying to guard me. They put him there sneakily. They were like, hey, if any speedrunners try to play this game, we're gonna kill him. And yeah, I don't really appreciate that. This part is a little scary with the wrenches, I guess. Not really though, we can just kind of say. Auto-scrollers, they aren't the worst thing.
Finally. What took you so long? Past that door is the path deeper into the labyrinth, protected by the monstrous gatekeeper. I went in to have a look for myself, but that may have been reckless of me. Bruh. That colossal machine. It did something with its arms, releasing a shatteringly powerful light. I avoided the brunt of the blow, but look at me. I'll have to entrust the rest to you. I am most decidedly not ready. I'll check something real quick before I misread the hell out of here. I guess this was to be expected. I'm wondering if there's some sort of shortcut here I can use. Whatever, the path back isn't all that terrible. I wonder if I have any other characters who can just be a front row supporter instead. I guess there's Vale. I want to try Alma being in the back again. Although, this composition could still work. It's like the clone Alma mix will always be in the other row. Because there's just no way I can immediately summon two Almas. I mean, if Alma and V3 were on their own in the back, but I don't think that's worth it. What happened to my bolt gun? Did I actually sell it? Yeah, whatever. Alma keeps being a frontline sword wielder for now.
Well, they're more fun in Mario games than they are in other kinds of games a lot of the times, but, you know, I can do without them existing personally, but it's time for Bowser Jr., and this time we get a car of our own. So we're gonna play a game of hitting each other into electricity, if I can actually catch it. Dude, stop running away, alright? This is supposed to be a war, you're not supposed to flee. So now we go for him. He's trying to fight back. He's not the best at it, but he's trying. And now one more. We'll just hit him over to the right. He's sweating. He knows it's over. And there he goes. And now he's hitting the electricity because he becomes vulnerable to it after taking it out. So I just like doing that. Which puts us on to World 7, which is our last main world before we get to the World 9 levels. Well, besides a few here and there that we got. Now, and for this one, it's going to start us out with just going into the sky because these are all the bomb levels. And for this one, you can see that they have a lot of moving platforms that are very slow moving. And yeah, I mean, it's just general platforming other than that. We can just go through, there's a couple piranha plants trying to murder me and all that. And there's also this, which I might be able to make. Okay, that was actually pretty fast. But now we want to go here, jump over this dude. And this pipe is actually what we want to make it into. Now, once we make it down here, we want to get onto this red thing. And this is going to take us on a very fun journey. Yeah, I know that was really fun. But wait, we also get another one. I know, these are crazy. Now we can hit that, so we can get ourselves a propeller. Might as well take it before going over here, grabbing this guy, and going back over to the platform, and back to the pipe. So now we have this area. I'm just going to fly over it, because it's the most safe way to do it. Jump there, not fall to my death, go here, have a couple of jumps on the red things, not die there either. I feel like a lot of these commentaries, I'm just not going to die, but I don't. But that is going to be once done, we can just slides and make it. So next up, 7-2, and in this one there's a bunch of chain chomps, and there's a bunch of these weird bubble things. I don't really know how they work. I'm a little scared by these physics, but I guess Bowser broke them.
The lava gimmick just goes away once you get to the third
They fly through the
floor
air.
for
We
this
don't
dungeon.
necessarily want to give in them because they're kind of slow, but you got it.
I don't mind, but
sometimes. And now we just want to keep
what
our
happened?
I will hopefully fly over there, and we'll hit this twice to start. Now we want the chain chomp to look this way, and we're just gonna wait for him to get on us. Thank you. And now we can hit that. He's gonna jump off and open up his path so we can get that start. Next up, just a couple of chain chomps, but thankfully we don't have to do that again too, because it's kind of stressful. You don't want to hit him in the wrong area, just lose that star coin. That wouldn't be good. But we can make it over here into this pipe, and now we have a nice little bubble area, so we'll jump here a couple of times, get that coin, and then go into this pipe as well. Second try, that's what they call it, second try, easy squeezy. That might actually be an insult. But instead of going to the right, it's actually tricking you, because this one is to the left. They're trying to make you miss one of the star coins. It's pretty rude. Well, we know where to go, so we're good. I have messed that up before, though, and just completely forgotten about that star coin, and I'm like, wait, where was that one? Wait, we did it. That's easy. Next up is 7-3, and in this one, there's a bunch of these. What are they called again? Are they Spinies? I feel like they're Spinies, but they might be something different. Please, Mario fans, do not hurt me. Well, wait for this guy. We gotta grab back the way, which is exactly the best way.
They're called fuzzies.
Yeah, they're called fuzzies. Alright, thank you. Yeah. So these fuzzies, they're kind of just doing their thing, I guess. You know, they're living their lives. I gotta respect it. So we're gonna walk through those. There should be another power right here. Now for these fuzzy areas, I like just playing it safe. These guys, they go nice and high, and so I do not like their patterns. So we're just going up high ourselves just to make sure that they're not taking us out, especially if we want.
I didn't know he was playing
So we can
and commentating with a live studio audience.
Just use the propeller, and that's it. It wants us to use that piece. We're not using it. Now we kind of have to wait on these platforms just for a little bit, because we will see that there is going to be that star point down there, so I can get that, then go over to this platform, go over here, jump through there, and yeah, now there's just flat ground. So I do want to make sure this guy doesn't kill me. I will take extra precautions to make sure that doesn't happen. I want to keep my power up, but there we go, another one done. Alright, next castle time, and this time it's an interesting one, because what's going to happen is we're going to have this very slow platform coming out. Now what you do is speed it up, you see, okay, well there goes our man. Yeah, you could use the propeller seat though, and it would go a little bit faster to try to catch up to you. Not the biggest deal in the world to lose it, but not exactly what I wanted. I'm going to leave this fire flower here though, just because if I do get hit, then I can get 2 1-ups instead of just 1. I know, smart thinking here, but at the beginning of this level, not too much to say. We're just done with all of those until we make it over to this point. And at this point, I also will just hit this guy. Why not? And okay, that was almost a very bad idea because I almost got hit there. But yeah, we just want to stay close to the point.
Yeah, fuck.
Now we can come here, wait out that, jump up there, and keep going on our platform. And we could go in that pipe. We do see the pipe right now, but there's actually a secret path if we go over to this room. So I can get a block right there, go up here, and once we pop out the other side, it's going to give us a nice enough start. Now at this point, I do want to take the checkpoint just in case. Well, other than that, we're chilling again. Only real difference with this one is now there are new bomb instead of the reload bills, and I can hit them multiple times with the button using my fire, using that my revenge. Well, much like for the Wendy fight, we're not going to Wendy's right away. Instead, we're going to hang out here for a second, jump into this, use my power up, unlucky. But we make it into here. And you'll see that this is another one of the secret exits that for some reason is on one of the castle levels. So that's going to pop up a path up here where you can see there's another secret level. So we're on our way over there. Now this level is a pretty stressful level. I won't even lie, I'm scared about it. But things should probably work out. Now first of all, I want to hit that and get that. And I forgot to actually grab the fire flower. Okay, that's fine, because instead we're getting our boy Yoshi. Yeah, he's just behind the clouds. And he's going to hopefully keep us safe. I would feel even safer if I had a propeller here, but, you know, we need that. So Yoshi is nice because we can use his little flutter to hopefully keep us from falling through our deaths. But there is going to be this thing, but I don't want that guy to go down. What you can do to make these guys go down is jump on them multiple times. And then I just barely think we get that one. I I got that one. I was like, oh no, I'm gonna have to do something weird, aren't I? But that is fine. I will take that and go with our more Yoshi. Let's go make it over here. Jump on that. This is actually a really stressful level. I am not the biggest fan, but we should be fine. It does use a lot of one-ups because I think it's like every time you step on 10 of those things, you get a one. It's a weird system, but I mean, I'll take the one-ups. I might as well. Anyways, we made it over here. We can now go ahead and get another one-up, and then also get a fire bomb. That's kind of the same. And we're almost to the end of this point. We just gotta survive a little bit more. Really having Yoshi makes this level a lot easier, because otherwise, jumps are a little bit scary. I mean, you can't see it, and that is nice, but yeah, it's good to have you. Now, for these guys, we want to step on a few of them, but we're waiting until we make it to the last one. Oh. I love how shaking your Wii remote is a sign to the game that you want to jump off Yoshi, and I accidentally shook it. Alright, we'll get there eventually. Okay, this time I am not going to itch my nose and then lose the run. So we want to wait until we get the last one. Well, I guess that was the last one, but it pretty much was. And then we go down, hit this guy, and then we have a running start. We'll use Yoshi and jump all the way to safety. So yeah, there we go. It shouldn't have been that hard. Sometimes it is. And we make it over the fight. And you know what? For once, we're actually going to end off the level with Yoshi. For all those times I've heard you, buddy, there you go. And that opens up a lot of different paths that we can take to get to the castle, but we're going to set things, so we're not going to use them. We will go ahead and use
Let's go, bitch.
And that's going to give us that star right there. So back to this level, and yeah, I'll let you know back to the point we got to last time. Alright, so, I completely forgot to commentate that. So what we did, we'll put my voice over what happened. Yeah, I just went and used the bomb, and then I got to going. I completely forgot. I was too busy singing Frozen songs. I've never actually had this happen to me, because I usually hit it right away. I'm too distracted by Frozen. Frozen always gives me my run man. But anyways, got him right there. Jumping over him a couple more times. He's really one of the lazy guys. He does not want to go very far. But now he's done. So back to another ghost house, and like usual, it has to be like this. In this one, I actually really like this ghost house. So what we have to do, we gotta get this guy to run through. Then we ground pound him after he helps us out. He literally breaks open that path. I mean, actually, that's pretty normal for Mario. So
I forgot about Eagle Eye.
Also, I did not jump on. But now at this point, I want to grab this so I can hit that guy, and we're just headed up for a little bit until we get this guy to come through. Now, want him to break that, we'll ground pound him, and go ahead and see it. Now within this, we're pretty much just heading up. There's not too much stuff yet. There is going to be this one fire flower though, so we're going to take that away. And then, oh my gosh, and then fall. But then, after the very important falling, we go ahead and grab this spine. That's going to have us go up and start getting some platform down, jump on these springs, just make our way slowly and surely out. If this goes out of this place, so we open the door, and we go in that door. Now that's going to drop us right at the end, but we don't actually want to go to the end. Instead, we want to go back. Yeah, the game, again, is trying to trick us, because there was this guy this entire time. The game didn't want us to see it, but we did, thankfully. And now you go here, and got some blocks that are trying to get us to something. I don't care. And finally, time to get to the secret exit. Now, time to head back into this one. But this time, instead of heading inside that door, we're just going to let him move out of the way, and we're going to keep going up, because we got to go to the regular exit. So, it makes sense to just go, jump on him. He looks so offended. He was angry that I jumped on his head, which, to be fair, I probably did. But now we might as well grab a star just for fun. And, I forgot this one collapsed. We actually could have used that star to make ourselves go slightly faster, because we could have just went straight through these ghosts, but I decided to be it. That's actually funny. Anyways, that door, then like usual, we'll get move out of the way. He's kind of slow, but we can use that, grab his
Whoa!
Before the exit, there are going to be these birds that are back here. The last time we saw these birds was a while ago. Last time they were annoying.
Okay, so when it does the stance.
Trying to like fly hit me. What the heck, dude? What did I ever do to you? But at least we had to stop getting it. So at this point, we'll take care of the easy. The only way we know how
They'll do a really powerful attack.
That way we can replenish our star. Oh, wait. Did we actually? No, usually the star doesn't stay. Wait, why do I still have this star? Usually you're supposed to use it on that star house. You wouldn't, whatever. I don't really know why I still have this, but I do, and we're just gonna go with it, I guess. Maybe I always have it, and I'm just remembering wrong. Oh, wait, yeah, no, you keep it for those levels. The levels I'm thinking of
still costs too much to revive everyone.
Now we can make it over here.
Let's just retreat.
To there, grab that checkpoint. and
What are
we
we
have
doing?
these things using our
What?
controller and the motion control, so I will as I was saying, you know,
I can't escape.
nothing to see
Oh.
here. We're gonna be using our motion control.
Why is the escape option not blacked out then?
Those guys
Just tell me, please.
Star point, jump right there. These guys over there. And now these guys are a little bit tricky. Want them to be up, go to the last one, move it over to the right, and go to that height. Then almost to the end of the level. Did not want to get there, but I should be fine. I'm just trying to make it interesting. I'm trying to make it super interesting by almost dying repeatedly. I feel like that's, is not. Okay, I will take this mushroom though. We don't want to almost die down. We just want to do it enough to where all the audience is like, wow, that's pretty cool. Anyways, now it is time to get some of these bullet bills, and we're going to be jumping on them. So I'm going to wait for these guys. I got a nice line right here. I can go, jump, and jump into that pipe. Just barely made that one. Now it's going to put me into another area where there are a bunch of bullet bills. I will take this kind of slow just to make sure I can get that.
We got this.
And we can go back, just jump on these two, make it over to the pipe, and this will be the end. So yeah, nice and easy. Now last level for the castle. In this one, it has these guys who kind of just blow fog on you. It's really not even that good. Like, it's not that confusing. I don't know if they really think they're helping that much, but, it's something. I guess I shouldn't be too mean to them. Look, they're trying their best. They got some cool lips, and they got some cool death animations, so at least they got that going. But we will jump through all that fog. Nothing really to worry about there. Attacking them up was kind of to worry about. And we can grab the flagpole, make it over here. And what we have to do is actually press the key switch so we can activate those points. Get that guy right over there. Jump off this dude's head. That's what you get for having such cool lips. And finally, we'll make it over to the end where we just jump on this dude's head, grab that star point, and not die here. I have died here before. Don't look at the tape. And there we go. So this is going to get us to the last level of 7, which is the castle. In this castle, this one is stressful. So there's a bunch of these big spiky boys, right? And they're trying to murder me. It seems pretty familiar with most levels. But we're going to do our best to not let them murder us. So we'll go through these, just run through, try to get into their wrong block. But that's okay. We have to wait for this guy anyway. And we can jump off him to make it to there. Wrong block again. But thank you, dude. I appreciate you being such a good launch pad to jump off of. It's very nice of you. Now we will go through here, jump through that one, and we have to kill these camera bros because they are very annoying. Especially when they jump and stun you, so that we don't. Now we'll just wait out the skewer for a little bit, twirl, and barely be able to make it into that fight. Now this is a point I don't love these points, because this thing will skewer us, and that is fine. I'm more concerned with just surviving, which I almost didn't. But we made it out alive. Usually I die in that one. So, even the whole death of the speedrun, at least we didn't die then. Now we can just keep going forward. I don't even care about getting hit at this point. Okay, maybe I kind of care about getting hit at this point, but we will grab that. We can go up here, which will be one of our star points. And the nice thing about this part is you do know where you need to crouch. It's going to be these parts where it's not like the keyboard part. Instead, it's just solid ground. So we'll go to this one as well. Jump on that. Then we will jump these guys. Go through there. There's going to be another one of these camera bros. Please don't jump. Okay. You know what? It's fine. We're not going to lose this boss fight. It's easy. So now for this boss fight, it is one where basically what we have to do is stay on these platforms. And then he'll just stay on them well, at least 50 rounds. But it's a little bit annoying because we don't want him to hop on our head. Thankfully, we got good luck right there. We can hop on him, back to this platform, and you basically always want to have the high ground. So that is what we're going to focus on. And he's going to drop over to the right, perfect. And yeah, like I said, easy. Now, I wasn't worried for a second, let's be honest with ourselves. And that is going to be the 7th and final boss. So at this point, all we have to do is go back through the other levels that we didn't finish earlier. And the reason we didn't finish them earlier is we want a mini. Obviously, we're not starting out with it, and that's because you don't need it until a little bit later. And this level does give you a free mini mush, so we're just not going to start out with it. We'll be a little bit safer if we just don't have it, as you can see by me getting hit right there. I'm looking for another mushroom. I'm forgetting where it is. There it is. Usually I don't need to use it. At least that's what I'll tell myself. But okay, we're just running through this first little part. There's not much we can take until we're in the flagpole. Then we have to go up these guys. Normally you're supposed to get a 1-up, but I don't really need to do that. I don't need to purple whip time. I didn't even need to throw that. I kind of feel bad about that, but it happens. Anyways, we will take that. We'll also take that as well. And we'll fall down to the purple. At least he's not dying or dying at all, because this is actually a secret place where you can get it. We can ground pound all the way down here. At the end, we'll cancel it, so we'll go a little faster. And in this area, there are going to be 2 spikes. You know, this is probably a very uninhabited area. Like, probably barely anybody finds this. These guys are just sitting here. I wonder if this is like their home, and we just came into their home. They're like, dude, get out. And we're like, sorry, we got to steal your coins. Or balance. Not really sure. So that is one of those done. There's actually, this is a pretty long level actually. But for this one, we dodge that, hit that guy with his ice, get out of here, dirt. And then we have to run and jump, hit that vine with perfect angle. So now we can go up, and that's obviously going to be another one. Well, after we do a little fun mission where we sit on this and wait. Look, we can get coins. I mean, I need more than 60 lives. I'm very scared I'm going to lose all my lives, alright? It's a scary time. But right around here, there is going to be a power block. You can also see that there's that big coin. So we're going to wait to use it until about here. Grab the big coin, and we're back down. And now at this point, we actually want to go to the left because we want to get our mini punch, which is going to be just conveniently right over this pipe. Now in this pipe, there's a block, and yeah, now we're mini. And being mini is pretty cool, but it's also dangerous because now if we get hit by a single thing, we're dead. So I am going to take my time a little bit right there, so I can get over there. Then we need to run straight, not get hit by that boulder, and we're in. Next up, all we gotta do is jump over here, boom, and make it outside of the other pipe. So that's why we need it pretty much. And finally, all we're doing, we'll end it off right there. And there's only a couple of levels where we need to do the mini mush, but for now, we're staying this perfect. Well, until we make the world 9, obviously. So as you can see, that is all the star coins in this world, but we still need to go again. Luckily, we unlocked it earlier, so we just head up here. And yeah, it's crazy that you actually need to go inside of all these cannons to count for 100%. Like, it's kind of a weird requirement, but I guess it is what it is. And now we gotta go for 3. Obviously, we've already done everything here, but we gotta go and get another cannon. So I'm just gonna go through these guys. That's why we need to get so many stars. And another nice easy level. At least these are a nice three, which will take us to World 6. But again, we're leaving right away. But this time, we're actually gonna do a level. We're gonna first keep our star because we don't wanna get eaten by the big fish. Sorry, bud. Maybe you shouldn't be a jerk. And it's nice to have a star from the beginning of this level because it is very scary being minimal. It just is. Alright, there's so many things that can hurt you. You do have a smaller hitbox, so that is nice, but yeah, there's so much stuff going on. But we'll just, in general, run through all this until right here. We'll jump over that guy, and there is going to be one of these points, so we gotta do a tiny jump, which that wasn't. A tiny jump, that also wasn't. A tiny jump down was what I was looking for. Now we can just jump through these things, and there's going to be the last star coin down here in this one. So yeah, you've probably seen why we're waiting to do this all. Just it makes more sense to do this at the end. Now all we have to do is survive through the end. So I will go a tiny bit slower just because I'm so little and tiny and also done with this level. Thank you. So yeah, we'll do one more tiny mushroom level left. So of course we got another cannon we gotta go into. And yeah, what a thrilling level. I love these so much. So now in World 6, it is time to do the level that we left earlier. And that is because how does the mini mush here...
What is up with these random encounters?
Both for the secret activate and the director. Well, as long as I don't die with the mini mushroom, but I'm pretty sure I got this. Hopefully. So first of all, we're just gonna start by sliding down here and we're completely skipping both. And that's because we can run on water. So we'll run for just a little bit until about here. You can see this power block, and there's also going to be our first star point right there. And then we're running for a minute. And yeah, normally you can take the boat, you can bust things trying to kill you. But if you do it this way, it's a lot more dangerous probably. But you know, you're winning faster. Do that. Okay, now we want to jump off. And that is because we need to get up there if I can. Okay, Gabe, I need more bats. These bats are kind of scary to jump off of, but I'm trying to see where I am right now. Get up here. Oh my gosh. Okay, I know where I am. I have to go up here. Do I know where I am? Okay, finally I found the spot. There it is. Okay, I was looking for that. You know, I've been speedrunning this so much, you kind of lose track. So anyways, we gotta jump on these bats again. Go up here. Oh, I didn't get the wall jump. Okay, that's fine. Okay, please do not kill me with the fireball. And now we gotta go back here so we can respawn the bats. Okay, please.
First up, set up as usual.
Give me the right height that I need. We'll jump on this dude. He'll start jumping up. Okay, there we go. We got that. Now we can go back this way to get.
I'll go for ice.
Please. Oh, this level's so stressful. You're just so tiny, and the game does not like you. There we go. That's what I like to see. Now, wait out this bat, grab this coin, and then jump over here. Wait, jump over there, and we're good. Now we can grab this barrel. There's going to be this fire, bro, which I missed. Okay, that's fine. We're still alive. Okay. Anyways, at the end now. Jeez, that was scary. Okay, so they're going to be all these bats, and we don't want to die to them, so we will jump over those dudes, and we should be fine at this point. Oh, my heart rate. Alright, so that is that level, or at least that level. And that's going to give us the path to the cannon, so we'll go there in a second, but obviously we still have to do the normal. The normal action's fun. So literally, all we need to do this, we just run through. There's literally nothing that can hit us. We don't die as long as it's mini much.
There it is.
Yeah, we're just running. This level goes from being one of the more stressful ones to literally the easiest thing in the world. And even once we make it to these fire throws, they're trying to hit us with their fireballs, but they can't do anything. Finally, we should be making it to this wall. Here's going to be a pipe, and that's it. So, with all of that done, we can make it to that exit, and that is all of the normal game done. All that's left is roll 9. Well, after we do the cannon level, of course. But after this, that is all the regular levels. But okay, at this point, it is time to go to World 9, and you'll see that we got all of our star points because all of the levels are unlocked. So, you have to go to the first one.
First immediately.
And these ones still also do have star points as well, and these levels are also much harder than all the other levels. Like, this is where the game and the speed run really starts getting interesting, so we're going to do our best for it, and try not to lose my power up.
Go for the head.
Like having this power up in this level is not crucial, but it is. So we will go through here.
Actually, I don't think debuffs are worth it.
Skip out on those these guys as well. And yeah, we keep this propeller. Things are a lot easier to do. I have done this level plenty of times without the propeller though, so not a big deal in the world. But yeah, we wait out that, just climb over him, fly over that guy as well, see a bunch of piranha plants. They're bad, they suck at anything. They don't play as much Valorant as I do, alright? That's what I'm saying. Yes, I just exposed my darkest secret. I do play Valorant. But now, alright, we gotta jump, boom, go down, easy. Normally, if you don't have the propeller, that's really hard. Or I guess it's not that hard, but it's pretty hard. But with the propeller, it's easy. And now just go through here, don't die to those guys, go through there. There's just a couple more of these Koopas trying to murder us. We can jump off that dude and go all the way over there to use our propeller. That's really cool. And the toads even show up in this world too. What is wrong with you guys? Next up though, we have the water level. The water level isn't the worst thing in the world. I don't really want the propeller right now, but I might as well keep it just because I pretty much never have at this point. So I guess it's useful for parts like that. We don't have to do extra platforming. So I can say that later. But we want to come down here. Hopefully not get eaten by the fish. Now there's going to be the big beast, and we just have to grab this from him. He tries to chew me up, spit me out, but he can't do nothing. Now once we make it to the opposite side, what I can do is kill that beast using this shell. So we're literally just going to sit here, wait for him, pop, you're done. Couldn't be me, that's all I'm going to say. Now we can just go up here, jump off this dude, which gives us a nice skip on all of those Koopas. And here we go. Yeah, here's where the game really starts getting difficult though, or I guess the level really starts getting difficult though, because we want to keep one of these Koopas. And we want to keep this guy to keep him safe with us, because we're going to need to use him in a second. Okay, we didn't need that one, I guess. We needed a Koopa. You know what? Sometimes you gotta break a couple Koopas to make some fun. Everyone knows. But, alright. Oh, we kept it there. Perfect. Oh, how'd I survive that? Okay. I think it's fine. Both of those are open. And now we can jump on this. Go down here. Hopefully I get this fish. Dude, you are so annoying. There goes my propeller. That is fine, though. It also kills the fish. And we can make it to the end. Okay. Not perfect. But I will take it. Any one of these all 9 levels that I don't die, all 10. Now for this next one, I'm actually going to skip for now and come back to it later. But we got 9-4, which is the auto-scroller. And not only is this an auto-scroller, it serious auto scroller level because there is one trick we have to do at the very end.
Back together.
And if we miss it, we lose all this time. So hopefully we hit. I'm pretty sure there's also not a checkpoint anywhere. So yeah, it's a lot of time to waste if you miss it once. But hey, I've practiced it a lot, so we're gonna hope that we can do it. Anyways, we're just headed here. Our first start point is gonna be up. Oh, wait, no. Outline. Start point's on the other side. But we'll use it to kill a couple of the dudes, and then we can go to the other side. We do need an ice flower to actually do the trick, but there's so many ice flowers to get in this level. It doesn't really matter right now. Now we just gotta go under there, not get hit by any of those fireballs. So far, so good. But the one trick that I am scared about, oh gosh, we're gonna hope we get it first try. If we get it first try, I will be happy no matter what happens. Get rid of these guys, these platforms. If there are more than two you want it, or if there are two or more you want it, then they're gonna start going down. So we want to make sure that we're just not on that platform. We don't need to be. Oh, and I forgot, before the really hard trick, there's also this trick, which is kind of hard. What you gotta do is you gotta grab this, hit that. Come on, thank you. Okay, now we don't have our ice flower, which is good, but I think this is another one. I know we'll get a mushroom here. I'm pretty sure we still get another ice flower. Okay, game, please tell me I don't think we do get one. That's fine though. I mean, it's not perfect, but I am going to finish out this level just to make sure that I keep the points that we got so far. We are going to have to redo this level, but basically you have to freeze that piranha plant and then get on it to get into that red light. So I want to make sure I keep the points I got so far so we don't have to worry about that second one. But yeah, a little bit of a time loss. We have made it back to this spot, and here is where it gets scary. So I have to make sure I get this first try. It's scary. I'm probably going to be silent.
I didn't see it say it was preparing.
Do it in silence, and we'll see if I get it without commenting. So we have to wait a good second for this to come down first. Then once that guy gets going, wait. My ice flower didn't come out. I had it, but my ice flower didn't come out. That's speedrunning for you. There we go. Thank you. Oh my gosh. Okay, it didn't take years. I will take a third try at this point. Thank you. Okay. Alright, so pretty good stuff. Another level we're skipping for just a little bit later, but thankfully we're done with bottom, which you know, now we have the lava level, and this one isn't too bad. It's just about not falling in the lava, which I almost did right after I said it's not too bad. But yeah, just don't fall in the lava, and you should be fine. There's no long auto scroller. That's what we can say about all of these. All of these are not as bad of a death as the one. And I'm not going to die at all. You know, the deaths are done. Sub 15 death, easiest thing of my life, baby. We might have 150 deaths, I'm not sure. But either way, we're doing this. We got this point that we gotta get over here. We have to wait out the fire just for a little bit. Eventually, there you go, bud. Then we can slide on the wall, get those guys. I just wish there were checkpoints on this level. That would make it so nice. But I guess, or not this level, but all of these levels. But I guess that would be too easy. This is supposed to be the hardest one. That would be fair. Alright, doing well. Lost that. Doesn't really matter. Now, we're just going to jump over this dude. I don't even care about what you're going to do on me, buddy. And now we can jump over this. Twirl, and now we have to wait a second. And we're going to wait for that to go up. And then up here. And then perfect. Okay. That's what we like to see. Now I just have to literally not die. Perfect. Next up is 9-7, and oh my gosh, this one is stressful. Because it's all ice, and it's also all of these piranha plants that shoot fire. The piranha plants are trying to get rid of the ice, and if they do, they hit the monsters, and they hit the ground, or ground in other ways. It's just, this one's scary. Oh, I messed that up, that's fine. We're gonna wait this out. We don't have to go. Alright, come on, bud. Let me get this. Oh my god. You can see that the nerves are starting to get to me, but that is fine. We'll grab this fire flower, and now we have to keep this fire flower. It's very important. So wait out these guys. They only shoot once, unlike that one jerk who shoots 3 times. Like, what's wrong? Jump over that thing. Jump, boom. I don't know how that didn't hit me, but we'll use that guy right now. That will allow us to go here. And we have to be very fast about this, because they're getting rid of these platforms. I made it, and then that happened. Imagine a world where you can just do these levels first. You don't have to worry about whatever this is. Come on, okay. Do not die to the stupid hammer bro again, thank you, okay? No that guy. Now we just have to kill the other. Drop a fireball. Okay, this is actually a little scary, but I think we're covering. Perfect, okay. 3 more levels. Now it is time for 9A, which this one begins. This one is actually like, it's a nice break for the last 2, which are kind of hard. Not the hardest one to run. I would actually call that fire one the hardest one. So, you know, if you're only here for the hardest levels, click off now. It'd actually be funny if I would start retention ground. But yeah, pretty much for this one, all we're doing is jumping through. There are a bunch of fuzzies all around there hanging out. They aren't even trying to hurt us, so I won't try to hurt them. And you can also get extra lives if you want, like right here. That's my life, so we just get another one. Cool. That wasn't a life. Apparently they're not full extra lives. I thought they were. Whatever. We'll take 2 extra lives. We're now at 97. Alright, that's a pretty good number if you ask me. But these last 2 levels are gonna be scary. That's all I'm gonna say. Last 2 levels, little scary, but we got them, alright? So things like this, so holy crap. Easiest thing of my life. I don't know why they made this the last level. It's a good thing that we're doing it before our last 2 levels. So, you know, they're a little bit more climactic, because this should not be the very last level. Let's be honest. I also just realized I said there are no more auto-scrollers after that last one. This is technically an auto-scroller, but it's fast enough to where I don't really consider it one. But now you're seeing these bullet bills, but you can't see the points. That's the path they're going to take. So as long as you're paying attention to the points, we're fine. It just goes down. Hooray. Having a good time. And look at that guy will come as well. And then, yeah, we're kind of just chilling, but at least the Goombas are having a good time. You know, you gotta give it to them. Well, we will jump under here. And that's because this guy is going to come from the sky, and these things now let you control how high you jump. So we have to use our head to hit these repeatedly to make sure we don't hit that stuff. Alright, bud. Here we go. 2 guys coming through here, slicing up the map nice and easy, and then we go and take that, which is also nice and easy. I actually forgot that's where that was. And if I wasn't paying attention, I would have missed that. But there we go. That is another one. Last 2. Starting with 9-5. Now, 9-5, it's got a bunch of penguins, and the reason we save it is because we want to use our propeller suit. Propeller suit is very good for this level, like it is for the next level, and that's obviously why we're saving it for the next one too. We just want to make sure we have the propeller suit stuff. So the propeller suit, it not only helps with stuff like this, but it's also pretty vital to do a suit that we're going to do in a little bit, and normally it's very hard to get a certain point, but with this skip, it's a little bit easier. We'll take a little bit easier. And I almost got hit by that guy. Now we're defending it. But here we go. What we want to do, we want to wait here for a second, line ourselves up, get on this, waiting, we're jumping, boom, and up there. I almost missed it. But we didn't miss it. And now we just go here, pop, all the way up there, and finally get super fast level, sub 410, very possible right now. Let's go! Yay! Now, for the very last level of this monster of a speedrun, we have 9. Sub 410 is possible. Let's do it. Alright, so for this one, the start isn't too bad. We just have to make sure we don't get hit, especially because we really want to keep up the power. You don't need it, like you didn't need it for the last level, but it helps out a ton. So we want to keep it, and what we're going to do is go right through this one. Now once we're in this pipe, everything is nice and easy. Like there's nothing that kills us. All we gotta do is be fast, which we've kind of been doing this entire speedrun. So hopefully shouldn't be too much of a problem. But I guess we can debate whether I've been fast or not. But hey, I think I've been doing a pretty good job and in that pipe. Now we'll pop out the other side. What we can do here is miss that because yeah, we wanted to hit the bullet bill. You know, I wanted to show you both ways of doing it. But at this point now what we will do is open up this switch and we have to race with so we just got to make sure that we're running this entire time. I feel very slow. Hopefully I did that fast enough. But we do have the propeller, so we should be safe. We made it over there, and that's our second point. And the very last point comes in here. Now here's why we wanted the propeller, because if you want to do this fast, normally you would just have to bounce off of those bullet bills. And you know, that works sometimes. But with the propeller, it becomes so much safer. Go a little bit faster, and I like safety, alright? You probably have noticed that, especially during the end of this speedrun. I like using safety. but there we go. We made it. Now, speedrun isn't done yet. It isn't done as quick as Flagpole. It has a little bit longer. You know what? Lose the propeller suit. We don't need it. And finally, at the very end, we see Mario dances, and we will end off time as soon as we see you completed everything in New Super Mario Bros. Let's go, 100% in 4 hours, 7 minutes, and 54 seconds. Which will be giving us 31st place on speedrun.com. And I'll take it. Oh, it's finally done. Subscribe if you enjoyed.
Holy fuck, it's just the head now. Please tell me you don't have any reinforcements. Oh. Oh. Self-destruct. I lived it. I tanked it though. Fuck yeah. No way am I continuing on like this. Or am I? Why not? Let's see. It's definitely a shortcut, right? Whoa. Oh, that's a door. Hell yeah, look at this place.
Back already, I see. Wait here. I'll call for the princess. You all returned safely. You have my thanks and my appreciation. I've read Kujira's report of your victory over the dreadful gatekeeper. Now we may delve into the abyss, where the deep ones dwell. I fear that from this point on, progress will become even more difficult. But if you cooperate with us, I have faith that we will eventually reach our goal. Ah yes, it isn't much, but please take this. It's from me.
Only 7,000. Well, I'm going to take my rest. Lilia, I leave you in charge of what remains.
Hold on, I'm not quite done yet. How about that fourth stratum? We were able to reach thanks to you. Now that we have access to the undersea shrine, I have a new favor to ask. By all means, make yourselves ready before you accept it. It'll be impossible for anyone but you.
Oh, lack. Oh, the chase flame, ice, and bolt only works if you're using a rapier or a gun? No wonder. Oh my god, that's 3 skill points I just wasted. Wow. I don't want to level down Luvogi. So I'm living with this mistake. Everyone has their battles, I guess. Okay. What? Whoa. Alright, so as long as I don't go back to the third stratum, I don't have to worry about doing that quest right now, which I really don't want to worry about doing that quest right now. Just what I wanted to hear. I'll continue the charting some other time. I only managed to get the head and the body. So they really did count as separate enemies? That's weird. Okay, so they don't have weaknesses, only resistances. The body's weak to the body is resistant to physical. The head's resistant to elements. I kind of figured that out eventually, I suppose. Whoops, I accidentally skipped dialogue. Oh, hey, it's you. Call me helpful, but I've made my stance. I have a feeling this single decision has locked me to an ending. I'm not sure how much more there is to the game, but we're either really close to the end now, or just halfway through. I'm pretty sure it's either one or the other. Got some time, so I may as well map out this place before I go. Once again, there's no real easy way to tell if there's a secret or not. It's so annoying. What are you? Okay. Definitely gonna mark that. Oh, it's fire they're weak to. At least they weren't resistant to fire. It binded my head. Ah, chase skills just aren't possible with leg binds. Interesting. Let's prove them doubters wrong, humans. leveled up. Huh. How the heck do I mark this? Okay, you guys. Ice them. What? What? God damn it. At least this FOE can't get me. Since walls can't ever really be more than one tile thingy, I think this is a valid way of drawing those gates. Although I do find that a little perturbing about the dungeon design. Like why even draw walls? More of the deep ones. Guess they're just normal enemies now. Electricity seems to be their weakness. Right, so considering the topography and the walls, or whatever the heck you call those, either this place got a huge overhauler. Oh no, they're just weak to physical attacks. That's wacky. Yikes! Alright, there's the elemental attacks. Woo! They're so powerful! Yeah. Are you kidding me? heal. Isn't there an FOE here? I think I'll call it here. I don't think Teostra is gonna be all that useful in this part of the dungeon. I wasted Miaras too. Dang it.